What's up, my channel community, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as I've seen in the thumbnail and the title of today's video, we're going to be having a look at my entire Paramount Pictures collection. So I had a look through my entire collection to see if there were any other Paramount movies, but couldn't really find any more, so we got these ones. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So number one, we've got Crocodile Dundee 2. Here's the back. Here's the disc. There. Next up, we've got Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump single disc. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Next up, we've got Mission Impossible Extreme Action Heroes 2 Disc Special Edition Collector's Edition. Here's the back. Here's disc 1 and disc 2. Mission Impossible 2. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Mission Impossible 3 Platinum Collection. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Titanic. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Jackass the Movie. Here's the back. Here's the disc. And yes, it is the name of the film. Jackass number 2, the movie, uncut. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Sorry if it's a little bit blurry. Jackass 3, uncut. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Jackass Forever. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Mean Girls Platinum Collection. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Nickelodeon's Barnyard. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Nickelodeon Back at the Barnyard, Cowman the Uttered Avenger. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Transformers. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen on this cool slipcover, 2-disc special edition. Here's the back. Megatron in the back. Here's disc 1, disc 2. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Here's the back. There's the disc. Transformers Age of Extinction. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Transformers Age of Extinction. Well, I think this is a Grimlock. Here's the back. Here's the disc. And yeah, this one is a newer copy than the other one, even though I got this one first, and that one was second. Transformers The Last Night. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Bumblebee. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Iron Man Ultimate 2-disc Special Edition on this cool slipcover. Here's the back. Tony Stark. Iron Man. Here's disc 1 and disc 2. I'm not sure if you guys know about the story between this, but if you guys don't know the story with this casing, then I'll say it in another video. So make sure to comment that down below if you wish to know the story. Then we got Thor. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Captain America, the First Avenger. Here's the back. Here's the disc. I Love You, Man. Just the title of the thing. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Some of these titles are kind of weird. G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Star Trek. Here's the back. Here's the disc. The Last Airbender. Here's the back. Here's the disc. No Strings Attached. Here's the back. Here's the disc. The Adventures of Tintin, The Secret of the Unicorn. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Hugo. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Quartet. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Hercules. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Playing It Cool. Here's the back. Here's the disc. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows. Here's the back. Here's the disc. The final two are Monster Trucks. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Now, the last one that we have for Paramount Pictures is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Good movie. Here's the back. Here's the disc. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You guys have actually been brilliant. Thank you guys so much for the patience. I know I haven't posted in like 5 days. I've been meaning to make a video ever since yesterday. Yeah, I've just been so caught up with like other things. But yeah. Also, guys, if you guys also do like music, I've got a couple of CDs I wouldn't mind showing you guys. So if you guys want me to do a video all about my CD collection, there may need to be like certain parts to it. So yeah, so if you are into music and if you wish to see my entire music collection, please request it down below in the comments. So I know that you guys would like to actually see that collection, because I wouldn't mind actually showing you guys that collection. So yeah. This is now gone on to 9 minutes, so thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!